Good morning. It is early, 2:56 in the morning to be exact. I just woke up. I'm gonna go hit to the gym. The gym is pretty empty at 3 in the morning, so that's usually what I always do. It's always best to just keep yourself at a constant routine. You don't want to be just doing things when you feel like it, because if you do things when you feel like it, you're not gonna do them at all, because who the fuck wants to go to the gym all the time? But anyways, I just woke up in my camper van. I'm still in the midst of building it and turning it into a nice luxury home. This is how it looks when I am in sleep mode, laying in it. This bed is only like 24 inches, so I'm always like leaning my leg over. Gotta make sure I don't kick any of that stuff. And then over here, I gotta make sure I don't fold my blanket over and stuff it in where my battery bank is, because those are live wires. So if something goes up in there, touches the positive in the terminal, I could risk starting the fire, so I gotta be careful. That's why I got this little divider right here, this temporary divider. But really the only thing that's gotten done so far is the ceiling. And then over here, right here, is my heater. Well, it's not heating up right now, it's just blowing air to keep some circulation in the van and to keep it a little cool, because summer's rolling around and I don't even have an AC unit yet in here. So today is gonna be upper body day. I've been doing upper lower splits and I've been liking those a lot more, because you never know, your muscles might have a 48-hour window to grow when you're not training. Once that 48 hours is up, they stop growing. I made a video on that before, so I want to make sure I'm always in that window of growing muscle. I got my 1-burner stove here. We're making some coffee. Now it gets pretty hot in here, so what I like to do is I like to turn this on and it'll just take it all and just suck it right out. Well, except I gotta reverse it because it was blowing this way. So now it'll just suck everything right out of the van. I do got a little wire that hangs here, so I just go up here and then I just got a little socket wrench. Just temporary stuff for now, really. A lot of this stuff in the van is temporary, and I'm gonna build a real cabinet over it. The fan will just suck all the steam right out of here. That's why I put the fan so close to the stove. This is my kitchen. We got the fridge here. It's just strapped to the wall for now. And then we got this temporary sink contraption. This is the gray water. Well, you can't really see it. That's the gray water, and then that's the fresh water. And then next to the fridge, I got my little temporary pantry. That's to charge my battery bank while I drive. Don't mind it hanging. I was just testing it to make sure that it works. I even got my own scale so I can weigh myself every morning, because bodybuilding is still a thing even though I live in a van. So to open the fridge, I have to loosen the strap to open it, because if I don't have a strap here, this thing will just be flying around everywhere. The doors will swing open, everything will be flying out. I don't eat out of plastic containers either, so there's been times where glass containers come flying out and break. But that's what we got. We got milk. We got meal prep containers. Nothing really crazy. That's just this is my bone broth up here. Yeah, we got milk, orange juice, and some ground beef, and then some sweet potatoes on the bottom shelf that you can't see from there. But so for the most part, I'm still able to eat as healthy as I was eating when I wasn't living in a van, and actually keeps me more disciplined to my diet because I'm not at a house where sweets are just everywhere. I live alone in here, obviously, so I'm not gonna be getting tempted with goodies like chocolates and all this other stuff. Same thing for the freezer. I gotta undo the strap just to open it. Yeah, there's really not much. So in here, I just got some ice packs, some more bone broth up top, a couple sweet potatoes, and an ice pack in case I injure myself. And then over time, these straps have just completely obliterated my fridge. The fridge is strapped here temporarily. 99.9% of the things you see in this van right now is all temporary. I'd say the only two things that are not temporary are the ceiling and the hardwood floor. So I just got off of work and I just changed. And now for the rest of the day, I basically just sit down and edit the videos that I'm working on. I can work on the van while I am sleeping in it. And anytime I'm not doing this, I got electrical wires that I can be hooking up right now. So that is basically my life, is just work, gym, work on the van build, or work on YouTube videos.